So yeah, this is the patch notes. The most important thing here, apart from, the crash fixes, some enemy changes, which is important here because Leviathans no longer targets power generators in defense missions. That is nice. Fixed an issue with enemy pathing on the military uplink objective. And then weapons and stratagems. This was actually pretty annoying. Fixed weapons not reloading after switching equipment while holding on an active stratagem ball. Fixed ship damage to shields held by traders. And then we have some other fixes as well, which was very needed in the game. But the most important part here, guys, is the changes to the latest Warbond armor. So they changed the perks, and we're going to take a closer look at this, and I want to tell you guys my thoughts about this change and in general moving forward, what they probably should do, and I would love to hear your thoughts here. But with this one, they say increase reload speed of primary weapons by 30% and increase the melee damage by 50%. What do you guys think, chat, about the change? Do you guys like it so far? Be honest. What do you guys think about the change so far, about the armor piece? It's awesome. Nice. I like it. Not boring. I like it. Not enough. Big dub arrowhead. Good for my Eruptor build. We're going to lose this MO. Still won't wear it. Love the buff. Flag build. Small dub. Huge dub. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, before it only gives wearer a 50% chance to avoid grievous limb injury, which literally nobody cared about. It was pretty much useless. But now they made the changes. It has 3 perks essentially. They kept the second perk, but they added increases reload speed of primary weapons by 30%, which is very nice, and increases melee damage by 50%. Would you guys wear this armor more if they kept like the, increased reload speed, but increased the melee damage by 200%? Or is that you guys don't care about melee weapons? Melee eats up a lot of stims, so add +2 stims instead of the reload speed. But melee at all? I bought this game for shooting. Melee is kind of junk, to be honest. I like the combination mix. Yeah, so I think for the people that, that makes sense, right? Like, if you don't like to play melee, okay, then I get it. Like, you're not going to be interested. But the point is, you still get a medium armor with 30% increased reload speed, which is nice. Now, if I was to give any feedback, since this is more like a melee-oriented kind of Warbond, I think the changes are good. But I would literally just bump the melee damage to 100%, and let me explain why. I think that the melee damage to 100% doesn't hurt the game, chat. And the reason I think that is melee combat in this game isn't OP, and it can never be. The reason being is that it's only built around essentially one faction. You can use the melee against other factions, right, chat? You can. Like, you can make a melee build and go for the bots, but is it really going to be effective is the question. Yo, what up, Hadu? And the answer is no. So you're essentially mostly using good melee builds against the bugs. And even then, it's not overpowered or anything, right? Like, you have Shriekers and Bile Titans and like even a bunch of other things that can take you out within a second. Melee is already so niche. Exactly. Yeah, it should be melee 100%. I would agree. I like the changes. I like the direction in which they're moving for sure. But I would love to see that the melee damage increase was up to 100%. And then for me personally, you guys know I love to make melee builds. I would most definitely run this way more often. That's just my thoughts. And I think that moving forward, we shouldn't be as afraid to make melee damage increases on armor pieces at around 100% because it's not OP. Like, we have this example with Peak Physique, right? Like, yes, Peak Physique is a cool armor, but most people run Peak Physique for the less drag on weapon movement than they do for the melee damage by 100%. Chat, would you agree with that? Would you agree that most of you run Peak Physique because of the better feel on the weapons than you do for the melee damage increase? Please let me know in chat. Because I feel like that's the biggest sell for that, right? For sure. Agree. Yeah. So we've had these conversations before as well. Like, this armor is not like put on for the purposes of, oh my God, I'm going to make a melee build and now I'm going to just go in and destroy and annihilate everything. It just makes either drip better, you know what I mean, with those guns, or it makes your weapons feel better. But that's why people wear this armor. So it's not like we don't already have this as an example within the game, that the melee damage increased by 100% doesn't provide any does provide some kind of overpowered way to play the game, right? That is simply not the case. So in that case, I think that making this new armor, especially that came with a warbond that was so melee oriented, and giving them the same amount of melee damage as we already have on a different armor piece that is still not used for that melee damage, wouldn't make this overpowered at all. It would just be a great mix of perks, and it would give a bunch of divers different kinds of build crafting ideas. And I think that's what's really missing a lot of the times in this game, right? On top of that, it's medium, which is a good thing because, as I said, a lot of people were asking for siege-ready medium. We never had it. The Viper Commando will not be obsolete if you buff this to 100%. The reason being, the Viper Commando has something that this armor does not, which is the how the weapons feel, okay? That's the truth. Increases melee damage by 100%, sure. Improves weapons handling with less drag on weapon movement. This has something no other armor piece has, okay? It makes weapons feel better across the board. There's a lot of times that I just use, and we just asked people, right? You'll use this for the weapon feel, not for the melee damage at all. I'm starting to think other items are going to start getting buffed as well. Yo, Ray, thank you for the 200 bits. Yo, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the love. That means a lot to me. Thank you, thank you. But I think that they're going to start buffing items from this latest warbond, which is really cool. And I'm excited to see what they do with the flag and with the melee weapons as well. Since this, once again, this warbond was so melee oriented, I think that those melee things and items in the game should feel 10 times better. I don't know what they're going to do with the flag. If you guys have any ideas and thoughts, drop them in the comment section. And you know, that's feedback right there. We need to give them feedback. The cool thing is they made the change, and hopefully we can get this increased melee damage up to 100%. Now, when it comes to the flag, there's been so many different thoughts, right? Like buffs and auras and whatnot. Guys, give me some ideas. What would you guys want to see with the flag? Well of Radiance, an actually longer hitbox and stun of some kind. Flag has a backpack that reduces every strat cooldown to be like Space Marine 2's armor. Heal quickly your health. General aura buff for teammates. Buff when planted. Flag rally all nearby Siege soldiers. Wider sweeping attack. Let's not get damn crazy. Yeah, some of the ideas are crazy, but I think that something like planting the flag, and once you do plant the flag, like in a specific area, your teammates, you know, get some kind of buff. That could be nice. Now, the question is, how can that even mechanically be implemented into the game? Because we don't have anything similar to that within the game. So I don't know if it's possible to plant the flag and start a healing aura, or would they have to like build that from scratch? Like, I don't know. Regardless though, if they can, that would be incredible. But the goal is to keep buffing these items from the latest warbond so they become much more valuable and fun to use as well on the higher difficulties. So it's not just a meme warbond. Once again, make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment sections.